Peace. It's the science, everyone. It's your brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to build a little bit, do what I do. And the topic today is intelligence. Why do I choose that word intelligence? Because it's used a lot. We hear it a lot. We hear the word intelligent. We hear the word intelligence. But it seems to me that I don't think we have a true understanding of what that word really means. You understand what I mean? And how it applies. Not the general meaning that we have a preconceived ideal about, which comes from an indoctrination ideology. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about the science of intelligence, intelligence is usually in some form synonymous or related to education, right? It seems as if we're in a society where your intelligence is measured by your level of education. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean education from social institutions and institutions of academia. That's what I'm talking about. That in this society seem to define the science of intelligence. But when we really think about intelligence, what does the word really truly mean? You understand what I mean? And it has nothing to do with an institution, in a sense. When you think about the word intelligence, the word actually means the act of acquiring knowledge and skills. That's what intelligence means. It means the act of acquiring knowledge and skills. The act of acquiring knowledge and skills. Now, anybody with a right and exact thought process knows and understands that knowledge is infinite, that you can learn from all aspects of life because everything is a teacher in a sense. Your life experiences, the experience of life is a teacher in itself. And that is the acquisition of knowledge and skills in one form. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you is that in order to acquire knowledge and skills, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go to school. You see what I mean? And we've seen many people throughout the annals of history who have not gone to school and acquired a college degree, you know what I'm saying, and have been extremely intelligent and show their intelligence. Now, the key thing is this. Anytime you see a word with the prefix "in," you must demonstrate that word to the point where you understand that that word is dealing with the indwelling character of your own self, the own makeup. It's inner. So intelligence, the act of acquiring knowledge and skills, is also an inner work. Your own innate talents working from within is where intelligence comes from as well. You see what I'm saying? Imagination is the mother and father of knowledge. So when one can imagine and utilize their imagination and to form something out of their imagination, that is a form of intelligence. When a person can use his environment and take the signs and symbols of the environment and apply it to itself and take things from the environment and make it work for them in a positive manner, that's intelligence. You see what I'm saying? The acquisition. Knowledge isn't just something that you find in colleges or in school. Knowledge comes in all aspects. Skill sets come from the knowledge that you have. Depending upon what knowledge you have, you will build a skill or a craft centered around that knowledge. So I want you to understand that a college education and college degrees don't necessarily mean you are intelligent or that's intelligence. You understand? Sometimes having a college degree simply means that you can follow rules and that you can follow orders and that you're easily trainable. That's what it means, because you're not really being educated, you're being indoctrinated to a certain circumstance. Because take it from one who's been inside of the institutions like college and things of that nature and have graduated with degrees as a school teacher. Everything I learned inside of the college institution about teaching, the theoretical aspects, all of the book work doesn't exist when you're inside of a real classroom. This is where your indwelling intelligence must come in to deal with that particular demographic of people. You must have a skill set to be able to deal with that cultural paradigm, because the books don't teach you about culture or how to deal with the culture of the students or you know what I'm saying, or how to identify their learning skills and so on and so forth, man. This is inbred. So intelligence is something that comes from the inner makeup of man. It is not something that he gets from somebody else. But you can acquire information from others because that is the acquisition of knowledge and skills is to acquire it by any means necessary. You understand what I'm saying? So you can get information, knowledge, build your skill set, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a college degree in order to be considered intelligent. This is where we fall short, because sometimes we will put a curse on our own selves by assuming that intelligence is only measured by a piece of paper, when intelligence isn't measured by a piece of paper. Intelligence is something that is within, something that you develop. You know what I'm saying? And it's an internal thing, just like integrity, just like intellect. You know what I'm saying? All of these words deal with your inner makeup. It comes from the inside to the outside. So man has to know how to go within to acquire knowledge and skill as well. You see what I'm saying? Because man himself is a craftsman. He's a skilled master and doesn't even know it until he begins to go within to see the skill set that lies within. So I'm just here to say to you, intelligence is measured by your own acquisition of knowledge and skills and how you apply it. Then the intelligence is seen. It doesn't, again, necessarily mean that you have to go to John Jay University or SU or whatever, because that's a part of the game. To assimilate into the society, you play their game. You assimilate in. So you go through their institutions and so on and so forth. But the problem is we don't know how to infiltrate without assimilation. That's the key. You can't lose yourself when it's all said and done. And that takes intelligence to understand the science of infiltration without assimilation. That's an intelligent move. You understand what I'm saying? But that's an indwelling intelligence, because you're working on an agenda from within. You know what I'm saying? And it'll never happen. It'll never happen by somebody giving you the information. Not this. Not assimilating without knowing how to infiltrate, or infiltrating without assimilation, because many times we have assimilated into society and we've lost ourselves in the process of the assimilation, because you have to culturally annihilate yourself in the process of the assimilation to assimilate into their society. You understand what I'm saying? But some of us have infiltrated without assimilation. And that's the key. So that is the science of intelligence. Intelligence is something that you develop by your own acquisition, by the people, the places, the things, and so on and so forth. And what you take was good for you, and you throw away what's bad. You understand what I mean? Because understanding is the best part. If you understand what you have, then you can work it. You see what I mean? But knowledge is good. But if you have no understanding, the knowledge is no use. What good is knowledge if you can't apply it, if it can't be applied? You know what I'm saying? So with that being stated, stay intelligent and use your intelligence. Peace.